Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Um, let's see. Hey, Tracy, you took a day from work. Feels great since I work every week. Well, I'm glad you were able to join me on the live. I know a lot of the time when I go and read some comments, you say, Hey, Steve, sorry I missed it. But this time, you're actually able to be a part of it, and I'm glad that you were able to make it. Well, for right now, you're the only one here. So hopefully, my norms that are usually here on my lives will show up. I'm still, aha, there we go. Now, I was about to mention, Richard, good afternoon. You just happened to cross my mind because it's just you and Tracy Dufault right now. Um, I wish I could say I was having a nice, pretty day outside, but I'm not. It's been raining now for about the last 2 hours. It's just, well, I guess that's just typical Florida weather. It usually rains a lot in July um, here in Florida. Now, the way that I labeled this, it's open chat. And really, and what I mean by open chat, you want to ask me something? You want to know something about me? Ask me. I'm sure there's a little something a lot of you are probably thinking, I wish I knew that about Steve. Well, it depends on what it is. You might strongly get an answer, but it really does depend on what it is. Hi, Prissy, honey. Oh, you got back from checking your mail? Yeah, that's mm, well, that can be. I look at it this way. There's nothing wrong with mail at all. It's something that we all get. But to me, no news is good news. But yeah, you had rain yesterday. Well, okay, yeah, that's been like I said here in July, especially in Florida, where we tend to get a lot of rain in the afternoons. What is my favorite meal? Um, I have a couple, but one of my main ones, I could eat it about 4 days a week, and that would be the turkey with the dressing and the cranberry sauce. I could probably eat that about 4 days a week. And my other favorite meal, which I know how to make blindfolded, and I can do it from memory, is spaghetti. Do I have dual citizenship with Italy? Yes, I do. If I wanted to, I haven't renewed my passport in a coon's age, but if I wanted to go over there, absolutely. I do have dual citizenship, even though I am an American citizen through my dad, because my birth certificate is certificate of birth abroad. So whenever I need to present a birth certificate, that's what I use. Okay. Hey, Gordon, welcome aboard. I'm glad to see you. Let's see. Do I have any pets? No. I haven't had a pet in about 23 years, and I'll tell you why. Um, I had a imagine this mix, but this is what he was. I had a Chihuahua mixed with Chow. Picture that. And apparently there was some shepherd involved in this particular dog. Although the coat, my dog's name was Skippy. Although the coat of my dog Skippy was like a standard Chihuahua. He was tan, but he had the temperament of a chow. When he yawned, you could see the purple on his tongue, so you knew that was evident. But I don't have any pets. I haven't had one in a long time. I haven't considered any pets because of my income, and I'm not going to own a pet unless I can afford, what I can give it. Because I'd hate to have a pet just to have it and then something happen. Hey, Michigan lady, glad that you're here. Okay, where do I live? I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. Um, this is where my favorite subject comes into play without fail. I live in the hometown of 38 Special, Leonard Skinner, which they're kin to one another, Molly Hatchet, Pat Boone, for those that don't know, Debbie Boone. There was a singer in the latter 50s, maybe early 60s. His name was Johnny Tillotson, Jacksonville. Another group back in the late 60s. Love is kind of crazy with a spooky little girl like you. Okay. Traces 4, I think, is their name. They're from Jacksonville. So there's a lot of musical history from here. I'm sure I'm probably leaving some out. Richard Boone, Paladin from Have Gun Will Travel, was from Jacksonville, if I recall. Let's see. Oh no, Michigan lady, you and Richard are pretty not too far actually. No, Michigan's pretty much right there, basically. Oh, okay, you do. Yeah. Um the song, okay, let me think now because I love that era of music so much, and I believe the name of the song, one of the ones that Johnny Tillotson was known for, was one called "Poetry in Motion." I believe it come out around 1960, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Oh, okay. Don't want to get caught off guard here. Let me see. Pets are money. My cat is indoors, no fleas. She's clean, healthy. Vet once a year. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't trust putting my animals outside. I really don't, because too much can happen. But that's great. If you There's nothing wrong with having a cat indoors. They're independent. They can take care of themselves. That's one of the things I do like over a dog for a cat, is that they're independent as long as you have the food and the water down and their litter box. They're pretty much set. They're a done deal. They don't. You don't even have to worry about them. They pretty much take care of themselves. Yeah, Richard, pets and yeah, I need a haircut. I'm gonna have to do that next week. Pets and children are expensive. Um, love both. Don't have a pet, but just real pricey. Oh, I agree. Richard, I would not dare put my dog or cat outside, because not that I'm trying to be a smart aleck here, but I have to throw this out. A dog or a cat to an alligator would be an appetizer. That's no lie. Let's see, Tracy, you had five kids, one single baby, and two sets of twins. Wow. You had your hands full. Let's see, Gordon. I saw Leonard Skinner in the 70s, 2 months before their plane crash in Springfield, Massachusetts. 575 general admission for three bands. That was a steal back then. But then again, let's not forget, as much as I do like the 1980s, yes, that was the decade that I grew up in. That was my preteen, teenage years, even as a kid. Um, I can't really speak a whole lot for the 70s because not only was I born in the 70s, the only 2 years I really remember for the most part is 78, 79. But that was back in those days, that was the time to go to concerts. I mean, back then you had a whole slew of great bands out there because, as far as I'm concerned, the 70s to me, a lot of people may disagree. The 70s to me was like the decade in which music was perfected. I look at it that way. Oh, and speaking of Leonard Skinner, I do know where Ronnie Van Zant is laid to rest. All I got to do is leave where I'm at, go four red lights right at the top of a hill, just past the Orange Park Mall, because Orange Park, Clay County, is the next county. It's literally right here. And you go into the cemetery right there, and he's laid to rest in there. Let's see. Your granddaughter asked me to take two kittens. Oh, when the cats are babies, they're so precious. Um, yeah, that Tracy, that's a lot on your hands right there. Five, one's bad enough. Now, I'm not a parent, but I will tell you this. I am an uncle. I've got two nephews. Now, my youngest nephew, I do believe he has ADHD. Just so happens because my longtime friend is ADHD. I happen to learn a lot about it in about 30 years. No, pretty close to it. So if they're ever too excited, too uppity, so one day, no, I am not a fan of their coffee. I don't like their coffee. I did go there one time with my sister. And another reason why is they don't support the military. You don't support the military, I have nothing to do with you because I do come from a military. My father was in the military 24 years. So we go to Starbucks, but I don't do Starbucks. I'd rather just make my own coffee like I have right here. So I go there and I get this caramel iced coffee with whipped cream on it, and I'm drinking it. And my youngest nephew is in the back seat. He says, "Uncle Steve, can I have some of your caramel iced coffee?" I said, "Yeah, sure." So I took the straw out and I turned it over and I stuck it back in there. He took a few sips. He calmed down. That's one of the first things that I can tell you about people that are ADHD is if you give them caffeine, caffeine has an opposite reaction to them as it does us. It is a downer, not an upper. So that kind of gave me an idea. Then years later, my sister comes back and says, "I think Gabriel is ADHD but I think a mild case of it." I told her, my sister, I said, "Look, I said, I knew that years back. The one time you and I and Gabe went to Starbucks and I gave him a few sips of my coffee. I noticed it was a downer for him. But hopefully, now he's 21, but hopefully he's outgrown most of it, but I doubt it, but he's gotten better." All right, let me get back to these comments. Tracy, you started young like me, 52, four children, and a grandma of three, and one on the way. Let me tell you, I think I'm more busy now. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. TA, welcome aboard. Same here. My coffee is just as good as Starbucks. Yeah. Okay, Richard, you tried joining the Air Force when you were 18. They rejected you because of flat feet. Let me think about that for a minute. That's kind of silly if you ask me. What does flat feet have to do with going in the military? I guess that I don't know. That doesn't sound right. But I do know this, if you'd have gone in 77, 87, 97, you could have got out on 20 and you could have been making right around $1,500 a month in retirement pay, give or take, unless you stayed in and you advanced. No, I know all about how that works. Like I said, from my dad. Let's see. Yeah, Richard. I mean, I take that back. Yes, Gordon. Starbucks is gross. To me, their coffee has a burnt taste to it, which I don't like. And it is way overpriced. Why do I need to pay $5 for coffee? That's a waste. I mean, look at what I have here. Um, I prefer brewed coffee over anything, but and I usually drink Folgers coffee, but I've got Maxwell House Instant over there. I have an 8-ounce container of it. I only paid $5, but look at how many cups I'm going to get out of it. So it is a waste of money for the most part to go out and buy coffee when you can just make it at home. Yeah, hats off to you, Tracy. I mean, you've definitely had your hands full. Sugar makes you tired, Michigan lady. I can see that. That makes sense. Most people don't realize this may sound a little off, but sugars is a form of carbs, and carbs will make you tired. So you got to be careful on your carb intake. I'll tell you a time you want to be careful with the carbs when you travel. Don't eat a lot of carbs. You will regret it. You'll start yawning, get sleepy, you'll get sluggish. That's why usually when I travel, I try to keep it a little bit on a low carb, a little bit high protein diet. But once I get settled or stop, then I can go ahead and splurge and go the other way. But when I'm traveling, I will not do that. You will get tired so fast. Hey, Ann, happy Saturday to you. Oh, Tracy, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were blind in your left eye. Uh, Unless I tell you guys, I don't know if you know this or not, because of my um, hereditary disease that I was born with in my right eye, I'm 2400. So, unless I tell you that, you would never suspect that in 100 years. I do have to be careful with my right eye. Sometimes somebody can come up beside me and I won't see you. It's not really my fault. I mean, I do have peripheral vision in the right. I also got a cataract, but my eye doctor says don't touch it because of the tumor, because you don't want to wake a sleeping bear. So there are times that I do have issues with my right eye. If I want to look at something with my right, I have to look right, turn my head, and then see what I have to see. And I know, Richard, you know about me and my right eye. You and I have spoken on many occasion here and there. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to play catch up here. So flat feet wasn't a problem back then, but it is a major problem for me now. I'm wondering if that's because of maybe being older. I know people have told me, "Oh, Steve, don't worry about it. You're still young. You're 47, 48." Everybody says, "Oh, wait until you get into your 50s. Then you start having check engine light." That's figure of speech. Then I hear, "Wait until I get in my 60s." So, I mean, I try to take decent care of myself. I don't, I really do. Could I take better care? Yeah, I could, but I try to take decent care of myself because I'm trying to have it to where less issues show up as I get older. So far, knock on wood, not too bad with what I've dealt with. But, I'm just try to take care of myself the best way I know how with what I have. So let's see. All right, Gordon, if your flat feet are showing harmful or painful symptoms, then you may be disqualified. Okay. Yep, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Absolutely. I know when you join, you can't have anything wrong with you. You pretty much have to be a perfect bill of health when you go in. Oh, TA, they did the same thing to your uncle because he had flat feet. Oh, wow. I guess in the getting to go into the military, that must be a big thing. Yeah, Richard, thank you for pointing that out. Right. It's, I want to tell you though, it has been a challenge for me when it first started in the latter part of '01 and '02. Um, and I was dealing with the hemorrhaging and all that from the tumor. Um, of course, I got depressed as all get out. I hit lows, trying to figure out what am I going to do with my life? How am I going to cope? How am I going to manage? But because I'm somebody who is determined and follows through, you know, I found a way to where I could slowly deal with it. And I seem to do pretty well, with what I have. Let's see, Jan. Hello, Jan. Good to see you. Chan, I want to point out the last video that you sent me. You guys, I was supposed to include a video from Jan in here, but I couldn't get it to play. I got it to play on Messenger, but when I saved it to my phone and brought it over to StreamYard to where I could load it, it kept saying there was a technical issue, so I can't show your clip. It's not that I don't want to, it won't let me. And I'm trying to cut down on my sugar. It's amazing and unbelievable how many things have sugar. Yeah, I would say if I had to take a wild guess, I would say about 85 to 90% of everything that we consume for the most part has sugar in it. If it's not sugar, it's a high dose of salt. All right, everybody's saying hi to each other. And you got rain as well. Yeah, it's been raining here too. I pointed that out a little while ago on here. Well, here in Florida, especially the month of July, July is usually bad about raining. It's usually a fairly wet month. And that'll do a lot of good for your yard if you have a brown yard. Heaven forbid that your grass dies. You don't need that. Then you got to go back and resod everything. And believe you me, been down that road before. You definitely don't want to do that. So be glad that you got the rain. Absolutely. Oh, Richard, you have to sleep with your feet hanging over the bed. Okay. Wow. I've known people to do that. Not too many, though. Um, yeah, absolutely. Definitely wishing all the best for the rain in your case, Anne. Michigan lady, am I still doing trivia night? Um, I forgot about that. I'm glad you brought that up to me. I actually forgot about trivia night. And I remember how that went too, because you guys could ask me a whole bunch of different things, or I could throw some things out to you guys and you guys could answer it. Yeah, because the last couple of three times, maybe four, that I've come on live, I haven't really had anything to talk about. And that's where I turn it over to you guys. Like I said, you guys are always welcome to ask me something. Is there a specific thing that you might want to know about Steve? Go ahead and ask me. But again, it really, most everything I don't have a problem answering. There might be one or two areas that I may not. So, but for the most part, I have no trouble with that. Um, I want to get back to doing the trivia thing. I'm glad that you brought that up, Michigan lady. Thank you, Jan. Thank you, Tracy Gale. That's so kind of you to say. Um, I mean, outside of here, I'm just a basic, a lot of people don't think so. I'm just a basic average guy, you know, just trying to live, each day the best way I know how. Um, some people don't see me like that. Many see me above average, but I just consider myself, middle of the road. Oh, I just quoted a song, The Pretenders. And I'll tell you what I like about that song. I like the riff in it. I love that guitar riff. Okay, so let's see. Back to this. So Tracy Dufault, you had a lazy eye as a child in both eyes. Thank God my good eye isn't crossed. My left eye drifts off when I'm tired. Oh, okay. Yeah, when your eyes does that and plays tricks on you, that can be a fun thing. Thank you, Michigan lady. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the kind comments from all of you. Richard, thank you. You're too kind. And I will say this, Richard. There was I'll just bring it up here. I hope it's all right. Um, I was supposed to contact you one day, and you thought that I was upset at you or mad. It was last Monday, I believe. And what it was is I got too busy, and I should have notified you, and I didn't. I apologize for that. And I'm usually pretty punctual about when I do something. but you've never done anything to piss me off or make me mad. You, matter of fact, you've been nothing but kind, and you know, and I appreciate that. Like I said, I don't have too many friends in my personal life. I really don't. I might have one or two, but but the ones that I do have, I do highly respect. All right, Janet. Yes, your clip was an MP4. It wouldn't do anything. I tried 5 times to get it to upload. It wouldn't do anything. Richard, an MP4 is a type. I don't know. It is a format um, that doesn't play on all setups. If that makes any sense. The most common one is like an MP3, but that usually reverts back to music or something like that. But I'm thinking MP4 is not compatible with StreamYard. I think it has to be a different uh, platform or method. I think MP3 or JPEG or something like that, maybe even PDF. I don't really know. I'm not really all that up on different medias, but I know MP4 can be a little bit asinine in order to get it to work. Oh, it's a video file. Well, duh. Yes. Yeah. And that's okay. Whereas MP3 would be more toward the music side. And I can tell you everything left, right, forwards, and sideways about MP3. That I'm extremely well versed on. Well, I hope so, because it has to do with the music. Let's see. All right, we can do trivia. We can do trivia now if you want. I can do. Well, I'm only going to stay on for about an hour, like I did last time, and then I'm just going to call it. And if I miss your comment, put it down in the comment, and I'll get back to you there. One of the reasons why is I'm not in a computer chair. I don't hate the chair I'm in. I don't love the chair I'm in. I tolerate it. So that makes it a little bit. It's not an uncomfortable chair, but it's definitely not a computer chair where you can lay back and relax and get comfy. This is not one of those chairs. Um, thanks, Tracy. Let's see here. Gordon. I love rain. I know many people don't, but that's just me. It doesn't mean I want to be in it continuously, but if it wasn't for rain, we wouldn't be here. That makes sense. That makes sense. I can see where that comes together. Um, oh no, Michigan lady, I have no problem whatsoever bringing back the trivia thing. Um, like I said, I can do a little bit now if need be, but I do need to plan on that. Like I said, I want to try to do at least one live a week. You know, that way I'm changing up, the algorithm of how I do things. Because usually I do the recipe Tuesday on Tuesday. Thursday, um, I have done a premiere on Thursday just recently. That's a change. Usually the premiere takes place today. That's not saying I wouldn't go back to that. And then in between, out of the blue, I may slip something in there ahead of time. And if I do, I'll try to notify everybody as much as I possibly can. I don't have that community tab as of yet, but I still have a way of getting the message out there. Either setting up the content or I can do a small video and let everybody know ahead of time. Okay, Richard, I'm glad to know that. Well, you're a nice guy. You're very nice. You're very kind. Um, you and I have spoken on a few occasions. We do have a pretty good conversation. I like to think so. And I'm the same way. I mean, I'm pretty open booked. I really don't have anything to hide. There's no secrets. What you and I've mentioned it many times before. What you see present is what you're going to get if you stood in front of me. No difference. I'm not wearing a certain cap to come on here to be Steve Young 74. No. Steve Young 74 here and what you see away from here is the same person. I remember you telling me that, Richard, about two of your friends you had that passed. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. It really does. Oh, Tracy, you're too kind. Well, I love you too. I know I've never met you in person, but I know you and I have spoken a lot here and there on in the comment section. But I think all of you are wonderful people. Let's see. Oh, that's right, Michigan lady. We're all friends. You know, you know, we're all friends. That's not ever going to change. I have to tell you guys something though. I start when it comes to social media. First off, I'm not a social media generation. That I'm not. I wanted to talk to somebody. I picked up a phone. I made a phone call, wrote a letter, or went over to somebody's house. That was my generation. Go outside to play, rode bikes. When the street light came on, you went home, you ate, homework, bed, school the next day. The first social media that I ever joined was MySpace. Heaven forbid. I could they've changed that platform around so much I don't know what I can't make heads or tails of it. Then my next door neighbor at the time where I was living, hey Steve, come join Facebook. What's Facebook? So I joined back in '09. I'm still there, but nothing like I once was. I might go on there, post a couple of three funny things. I might post a little bit of music. I got a music group that I have on there. I had to shut one down because it was no activity. So I got rid of that and I admin a few, on Facebook with friends. But to me Facebook is nothing at all like it once was. And I like being here because I'm amongst friends. At least I don't have to keep looking at political stuff, religion. There's a lot of topics over there. They use that as a playground to debate things. And I stay out of that. I do my own thing. I'm only on there about 30, 35 minutes a day, maybe 40, and I'm off. And that's about it. But Facebook is not really all that important to me. YouTube is. You guys are. Because I've met a lot of nice people here. I know I have only 319 subscribers, but I've met a lot of nice people here. Oh, what room in my apartment in Miami? I know if you remember, you remember the picture here. Well, now you don't. Okay, that was a section in the living room where I was sitting. Now I'm actually in a bedroom. And yes, the wall is a slightly different color. This is like you can't really make it out, but you can't really tell from here, but this is a little bit like a light, excuse my term, but it's true. It's a little bit like a light puke green. I'm sorry to say the word puke, but it's just a real dead looking green color is but from this angle. And that's what I'm seeing come through here. Yeah, I'm getting to where I don't care for Facebook anymore either. I mean, I really don't. Let's see. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me go back up here. Michigan lady. Do I have any special hobbies? Tracy Gale. Yes, I do. I am a big music person. And one of my hobbies is collecting music. I haven't done it in a while. Um, for those of you that don't know, I've got 800 CDs. I've been collecting those since I was 12. I've got about 500 records. I've got I would say about 150 to 200 45s. I do have some cassettes, although I've thinned out some of those. I was always one that would much rather record my tape rather than go and buy one already recorded for me in the store. Why? Because that is high speed dubbed and the sound quality is not as good as what I could do. And I am very well versed in recording music. There's not much about recording music that I don't know about. In my teens, 20s, 30s, and even now, but I've basically dropped back to just a CD recorder. I used to record on cassette tape, reel to reel tapes. I've messed around with 8-track, DAT recorders, mini disc, CD recorder. So I've been pretty much all over the place. As far as sound quality, I actually prefer analog over digital because it equalizes everything that you listen to, whereas digital clones whatever you record. So whatever you're listening to, digital is going to come back out the same way. But I actually prefer analog if you give me a choice. I don't like the fact that analog over time deteriorates. That's the only downside about it. What is my favorite place to go eat dinner? Um, I really don't have one. I'll give you, okay, I've got two restaurants that I can throw out there. One is Red Lobster. I used to like to go there for their deals that they had around my birthday. That's one. The other restaurant that I like, even though I know how to cook Italian food because Sicilian is part of my heritage and I know how to make spaghetti. And I won't order spaghetti 9 times out of 10 when I go to a restaurant. I really won't because I can make it myself. But I do like a restaurant called Carrabba's. So those are a couple that I do like. Yes, Gordon. Yes, Richard. Facebook does suck. It really does. I'm not on there as much as I used to be. I'm really not. Me either. We're in the same generation. I'm 50. We enjoy the same music, TV shows. I'm not on Facebook. Yeah. Grew up with 80s music. The 80s, of course, is to me is the last real decade for music as far as I'm concerned. Enjoy music prior to that. I do like my 70s, my 60s, my 50s. I could even get into some big bands, some 40s and 30s and stuff like that. I like the music. I like the Charleston stuff. I like ragtime. I can get into some of that. I'm not really specific as far as when it comes to music. My tastes are so broad and eclectic when it comes to that. Let's see. TV shows, yep, grew up in the 80s, watched all of those. I did watch 70s shows in reruns. I pretty much know a lot of those, if not all of them. But yeah, Tracy, I think you and I are like 3 years apart, so we're like right there. And I'll be 50 in about 2 years. So yeah, so we're real close. Well, yeah, puke green. That's what it. Look, you would have to be here and see it for yourself in order to know what I'm talking about. If there's another name for this screen, I have no clue as to what it is. That's just what I always knew it as. Oh, and your dad used to call it monkey vomit green. Ooh, Um, that that's got a good twist. You know, Richard, that might not be a bad idea. Yeah, anything other than this would be a change. I'm pretty open to colors. You know, I don't mind a basic white or a tan or a beige or some. I'm pretty I'm pretty flexible. I'm easy to deal with. I'm not picky when it comes to certain things, not really. But you make a good point. I really should consider saying, "Hey, landlord, looks like now don't let this go over your head. I don't want to say the word. I could. I know people on Facebook cuss, but I'd rather not. That looks like sugar, honey, ice, tea. Now, you're probably thinking, what is Steve talking about? I want you to take the first letter of each word and put it together and you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't want to go that route, well, I guess when I had my toast this morning, I should have had it toasted. There you go. But let's see. Oh, Jan, I got you on the wall color. Well, it's true. Yeah. Let's see. Michigan lady. Keep up with friends from school and my relatives, but now I wish my friends happy birthday, children. Yeah, that's about I do that too. If I have any friends that I've known for a while or whatnot, family, because I've got some family on there too. I'll definitely throw in my happy birthday, enjoy your special day. I'll say my part. I don't want to, I'm always kind about, because I always remember birthdays. I'm always kind about that type of thing. Steve, you like Waffle House, right? Yes, I do. And one of the things about Waffle House, you go in, you got some booths over here, you got some tables. And if you don't want to do that, you got about four or five, maybe six stools. You can just sit right at the countertop, and the person in front of you is cooking your food in real time. So you can see it. It's not like going to a restaurant, you put in an order, they take the your order voucher or whatever back there, and then 20 minutes later, 15 minutes later, your food comes out. Oh, no, no, no. You see what's happening in real time right in front of you. I would say next best thing to cooking it yourself, but I highly recommend Waffle House. It's got that diner atmosphere to it. Another one they have down here that's also good is called Huddle House. And then there's another place that I do recommend. I've gone there many times. The man has been a cook for 44 years. Same setting as Waffle House, like a diner. I like over medium well eggs. I don't like any jiggle in my white. And this cook nails it every single time. I've never had to send my eggs back. If I have to send my eggs back, I might want to reconsider eating there. And that's no lie. Oh, Tracy, I used to love Duffy's or Duff's. That's not around anymore. I think there may be one in Sarasota. There used to be one down in Daytona that I used to like. Yeah, I know it's a buffet and I know a lot of people don't care for that, but every time I went there, the food was always fresh. Plus, they had a real nice dessert bar. Oh wow, Howie in the Hills. Holy smoke. I tell you what, if you ever want to get a good vision or a good view of orange trees, go to Howie in the Hills. It's all over the place. I haven't been down there probably in about 8 or 9 years, but I know specifically where you're talking about. Yeah, I know, right? Monkey Vomit, that was a good one. Yes, I could repaint it, but why should I? I'll just say, hey, you got to do something about this monkey vomit or puke green, whichever you prefer, wall. Let's do something different. Paint it white, paint it black. I know Rolling Stones, but it doesn't matter. I may even consider next go around. I may try setting up in a different spot. I don't know just yet. I'm gonna have to research that. Yeah, Richard, you might be right. Anything to make a buck, right? So I might just want to leave it alone. Or go to him and say, hey, do you mind if I repaint it? I've only repainted one wall in my whole life. I know how to do it. It's time consuming, but that would allow me to go pick out my own paint and do my own thing. But that's a good idea. No, I don't need my rent to go any higher. Like I said, you already know we've discussed a lot of things, you and I. I'm on a fixed income. So I can't really afford to go any higher than what I've already gone or what I'm spending currently. Oh, and your mom used to say sugar honey iced tea. Yeah, that's just another, of course you know, that's just another way of me saying that the actual word without me really coming out and saying it. Well, Ann and Jan, if you ever in your lifetime get the opportunity to find a Waffle House, and Richard, you too, and I know you working in the restaurant atmosphere in that whole 9 yards, being picky about eating out in restaurants. I really think a Waffle House or a Huddle House, I think you would not have a problem with, because you can see the guy cooking your food. Just sit in a certain spot and you can look straight at him. You can watch what he's doing. Matter of fact, sit on the stools. You're right there. That's like in front of the action, quote unquote. Oh, Michigan Vlay. Yeah, go with the sugar honey iced tea. Should have had it toasted. You can say what the fudge, shut the front door. Here's you a good one. Y'all want to laugh? I actually found this out in a restaurant. There's only one or two around town anymore, and they've changed the atmosphere. But I have another one that you might like, and you're not cussing. We all know the cuss word MF. I'm not going to say the word, but I have a variant. Mother Smucker. So if you get mad, you mother smucker, you're not cussing. It's not cussing. You're just changing or modifying the word. But I use that all the time. Oh, 20s, when you were in your 20s, and that I heard of all those restaurants down south. I mean, down here we're known for a lot of good restaurants. Don't get me wrong, we really are. But there's also a lot of restaurants up north that I haven't tried. One thing I've always wanted to try, people say, oh, Steve, you're not missing anything. Down here in the South, I've got something called Krystal, Krystal. And they serve those White Castle burgers. We have one White Castle, it's down in Orlando. And no, I'm not going to go to Disney just to try it. I'm just as happy if I want that, I can go to the frozen section at the grocery store and get me a pack of White Castle burgers, zap it in the microwave, put a little mustard. They don't put enough mustard on it for me. Voila. But I've never had a White Castle burger. I know a lot of people said that they're better. Right, Richard. I know you don't have the Waffle House in Wisconsin, but if you ever locate one, I really think you would like it. I really do, because like I said, you can watch your food being made. All right, Jan, that's fine. That's fine. You know where I'm at. You you have several ways to contact me. Oh yeah, so Tracy, you haven't been there since you were 14. Grandma had orange and grapefruit trees in her yard fresh. Yeah, those were the best. Absolutely. Yes, if you would, and I'm not trying to sound desperate, yes, please hit the like button. Most appreciated. Let's see. Yeah, Richard, I won't I won't work in the restaurant. The only exposure I've ever had when it comes to restaurant is down here in Florida in Orange Park. You guys are welcome to look it up. Look up Anthony's Gourmet Catering in Orange Park. They're on Kingsley Avenue. And they're one of, if not the biggest catering companies here in the surrounding area. By marriage, I'm related. I really don't have a whole lot to do, if anything, with that side of the family. I'm lucky to see them once a year, once every 2 years. One time, my brother in law gave me a job doing some catering work, cutting meats and cheeses and this and that, cutting up, prepping, and restaurant work is not for me. I'm not really a physical type. I was always more of a mental type person when it come to jobs, even though I have done some physical. But I'm more of a mental type. But yeah, restaurant work is definitely difficult. That's for sure. Yes, Richard, the pay does suck. Could be better. Oh, Michigan lady. You cook for a living. Okay. I can see where that comes in doing your own thing. Tracy, my cuss word is corn just because. Oh, I'm okay. I might have picked up on that one. I might have picked up on that one. Corn. I think I'm pretty close. I think I know where you're going with that. Oh, so in New York, you don't put mustard on hamburgers? Well, I can use ketchup. I like tomatoes. I like vegetable soup. I like tomato soup. I like spaghetti sauce, soups, and so on and so on. And it's very good because it's got lycopene and it's very beneficial for men because of their prostate. But I'm not a head over heels fan of ketchup. I would much like when I eat French fries or chicken nuggets or certain things, I would much rather use mustard over ketchup. I always have. I've always been a mustard freak. And yeah, I use the word freak. But let me say this. Mustard is an anti-inflammatory, so it does have a lot of good things about it, but I didn't know that about up there. So Tracy, you have Texas Roadhouse Steakhouse. I might have that here. I may have that here. I don't think I've ever eaten there. So you're in Plattsburgh, New York. Um, I haven't been to too many places in New York. I got to wrap up pretty soon. I haven't been to too many places in New York. Would I be willing to go back there on another occasion if things die down some? Yeah, sure, why not? But I don't think I could go by myself. I would have to have somebody with me. Yes, Jan, sure. Record your videos. Come on back if I'm here. Let's see. So you're in the Adirondacks region. Okay. All right. That's good to know. Yes, ML. I still sometimes forget to say no mustard when I say New York. I mean, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yes, Janet. I remember you saying something about you and Dawn getting together tonight. All right. I'll tune in. Had a family that lived in Glen Hills. Okay. Yep. Yep. Richard, I'll be there too. I use corn because I'm a teacher. Got to keep. Oh, I understand. Yes, Richard. I think Jan may have already told you, but it would be 8 p.m. Central your time. Yeah, 1 hour back. See, Richard, I didn't know that. I didn't know that you didn't like mustard. I don't know. I guess it is an acquired taste. I mean, I have no problem with things that are tart or vinegary. I never have. I've always liked it. Key lime pie, Granny Smith apples. I'll eat a Granny Smith straight out. Granny Smith applesauce, vinegar, mustard. It doesn't matter. Anything vinegary, I don't know what it is about me, but I do like my vinegar. I like my olive oil too when it's on a salad. Yeah, I guess it is an acquired taste on the I guess I guess when it comes to mustard it's you like it or you hate it. And that's understandable. Cherries are anti-inflammatory. I do like them. I do like it when they're in season in the produce department and the price per pound comes down to my affordability. I'll buy them. Yeah, I do like my cherries. I love cherries. Cherry pie, cherry anything, to be honest with you. Oh, you hate ketchup on your burger, but you like it on your French. Okay, okay, I can see that. Only mustard and egg salad, devil egg, or hot dog. Yep, I'm good with that. I'm good with all three, and I can take it on all three. Richard, I'm gonna tell you a little secret about meatloaf. Get your hands on some spaghetti sauce. So whatever amount of ketchup you like to put in your meatloaf, take spaghetti sauce and put that in your meatloaf. Also, another little trick: oatmeal instead of breadcrumbs. What that'll do is make your meatloaf bigger. It'll expand because when oatmeal gets hot, it expands. Janet has tried it several times. That's my recipe. Well, my dad's actually, but then I did it, and that's the only way I'll do it. But you will like meatloaf with spaghetti sauce over the ketchup. It's got a little bit more flavor to it. Glen Falls is an hour and a half from Pittsburgh. No ketchup on meatloaf. Brown gravy is good though. Yep, it is. I like brown gravy. Um, I'll tell you what I do like on my potatoes, mashed potato. I actually prefer turkey gravy over the brown, but I can go either way. Oh, Tracy, I didn't know you had a son named Steve. That's cool. Well, for those of you that don't know, I'm going to tell off on myself. My name is Steve because my mom's favorite actor was Steve McQueen. My middle name is Louis, Louis, because my dad's favorite Uncle Louis. That's how I got his name. And then Young, you know the rest of that. And then those of you that are sports oriented know that there is a ex San Francisco 49ers football player named Steve Young. And yes, I get the reference often, and it doesn't bother me. Oh, Tracy, you like mustard? Yep, I do. I do like my gravy, Michigan lady. Oh, I'm making you hungry. Oh, okay. Yep, Tracy, it is a good recipe. Yeah, Richard. I remember you telling me that your. I believe you said your older brother was named Steve, if I recall. Okay, that's cool. I don't mind the name Steve. I mean, it's general. I mean, it's nothing fancy schmancy about it. I mean, it's just it's just a name. Have you heard of poutine fries with gravy and cheese? Also, my son's middle name is Daniel. I like the name Daniel. I think that's a very nice name for a man or male. Oh, he is your oldest brother, Richard. Okay. No, Richard, you have a nice name. You do, and like I said, the name Richard. Like I said, is a lot of people that I know, actors, actresses, and stuff like that, are named Richard. It's a good name. If you don't mind me asking, only because I don't know, does anybody ever does anybody ever just call you Rich and leave off the ARD? Rich for short for Richard. Does anybody ever do that? Um, Me, as a kid, they used to call me Stevie, Steveie. But I've kind of outgrown it, and I only like certain people to call me that. To this day, my brother-in-law likes to call me that, and I've known him since I was 10. But he has to realize I'm not 10 anymore. I'm about to be 48 in about, what, 3.5 months. So let's get with the program. My name's Steve. Okay, you prefer Richard? No, no, no. I would never call you that. I was just asking in general. I'm going to call you what you were given at birth. That's how I'm going to refer to you as. You know. Oh, Richard, you tried them yesterday? Oh, wow. I'm going to have to check that out. I've never had the poutine fries, but I'm going to have to check that out. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry to hear that, Tracy, that happened. Oh, so sad. I'm not too happy to hear that. Well, if I can just throw this out there, it's all only because of what I heard. No parent should have to lay their child to rest. It should be the other way around. Although I wish our parents could live forever, but unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Well, an hour and eight. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to leave you guys, as much as I would love to stay here all day, but I might want to go ahead and wrap this up. Let me see here. Don't want to leave anybody out. That was me that had them yesterday, Steve, but that's okay. Well, I'm gonna I'm gonna have to try those fries. I've had fries with gravy, brown gravy. I've had it that way, but never with the cheese. So next time I might want to go one step further. All right, Anne. Good chatting with you too. Like I said, always good to see you. Gordon, I'm glad that you could be here. I'm not sure, but I think you and I might be friends on Facebook. I think I might know who you are, but I'm gonna keep it anonymous. Um, Bye, Richard. Again, you know how to contact me. We've got a couple of avenues. If you ever want to get with me, always feel free. and hopefully it's the same, back to you. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up for now. And like I said, keep a lookout on Tuesday. I've got an interesting recipe that I'm going to do. It comes suggested from a Facebook. Scratch that. It comes suggested from a YouTube subscriber. And yes, this subscriber is here and you know who you are. So I'm going to look at it a little bit deeper, and I'm probably going to record it either tomorrow or Monday to where I can get it scheduled to go up on Tuesday. It's something that I've never had, but I would be willing to give it a try. And I think you guys would like it too. And then the following week, I've got something definitely way out at left field that is very healthy and good. It is of the Oriental type food that I think you guys will like. Bye, everybody. And I will see you on Tuesday. Yes, Gordon, that's what I thought. And I also became friends with your brother Sherman as well, just recently. So, anyway, guys, have a great weekend. Bye, everybody. And I will talk to you and see you guys on Tuesday. Bye.